Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh and I sell used books on eBay and Amazon, and today we are talking about children's books. What we're doing today is looking at the top selling children's books on eBay as far as price goes. Now if you're new to the channel or haven't seen this type of video from me before, first off, there's a big playlist of these, so if you like these, go to my channel, check out that playlist, binge watch them all. I would love that. But what we do is we go to eBay, we type in children's book, because that is the topic for today. We go to sold listings and then we sort highest to lowest. Now, some disclaimers here. Hang on, my dog is barking. Let me go. You hear that? We're gonna take care of that. It's the second time I've filmed this now. It's the first time she barked a lot. Let me go take care of that. I'm back. Okay, so some disclaimers. Not all children's books are going to show up when you search the word children's books, because they don't all have children's books in the title or the descriptions or the item specifics. So some books are going to be left out, but for a matter of instead of spending like 1,000,000 hours searching through all the book listings that have sold in the last 90 days, yeah, I just did children's books. Some other disclaimers. When you search children's books, you get a bunch of stuff that's not children's books. So I was just looking for like your thin picture children's books, type of stuff like that. Skipped over like Harry Potter sets. There's one of those on the list. All first printings that had sold. Skipped over stuff like that. Also, anything that hadn't sold in the last 90 days that would normally make this list got left off because it hadn't sold in the last 90 days. It wasn't on the solds. First printing of like some Dr. Seuss stuff could potentially make the list, and it didn't. Although we did have one Dr. Seuss show up here. But anyways, let's get into the list. While I'm going through this, look for things that are showing up a lot. There are some themes here today. Try and pick those out. And you know what? Maybe after this video, go and search another topic on eBay. Do the same type of thing. You always learn some cool stuff when you're doing this. But anyways, first one we have is a book by Lothar Meggendorf. I don't even know what the title was of this exactly, but it sold for $1,200. This was a book from 1909. Really neat looking book. I can put it up on the screen. The neat thing about this book is that like it's got the little pull tabs that you pull. 1909, and it's got those like fun little pull tabs where like stuff moves inside the books. I didn't even know they made children's books like that, like in 1909. But really neat. Absolutely great illustrations, drawings, pictures, that type of stuff. Really, really vibrant colors. Love the look of that. But those little pull tabs. Can you believe that survived like the last like 100 and I don't know, 15 years? Crazy. Absolutely. That was number one. Number two on our list is a book called A Cat Called Room 8. This book was signed, sold for $820. I have found in general that cat books do really well. I sold actually one cat book for like $100 and it was in pretty bad condition. I don't know, about a month or so ago, an autobiography of a cat. I think that's what it was, something like that. Anyways, cat books in general seem to do pretty good. $820 here for this one. It was signed, so that was part of it. Number three on our list is a book called Country Life. Now, this had a date on it of 1768. I'm not certain that that date is accurate, but maybe it is. This is actually a pop-up book. I don't think 1768 is accurate. It's a pop-up book. And it sold for $700. Like, once again, very vibrant colors. Like, the graphics on this thing are absolutely amazing. It pops up to survive for that long. Absolutely insane. Really cool stuff. $700. Number four on our list is our first Christmassy book. Now, I am filming this. It's November 2024. It's actually election night right now, and I think I know who's winning. But we'll see in the morning. And this book is probably so high because of that, or sold this time of year because it's November, and it is A Trip to the North Pole. This is a 1910 pop-up book. It sold for $700. So we're seeing quite a few of those children's books in the early 1900s, that first decade or two, that have these like actions, either pop-ups or pull tabs, that type of thing, that are doing really good. A Trip to the North Pole. Christmas stuff always sells great. Something to keep in mind. Number five on our list is a Dr. Seuss book. It was a first printing, sold for $700. It was called Seven Lady Godevise? I don't know. I've read a lot of Dr. Seuss to a lot of kids, and That one's never came across the table. But anyways, Dr. Seuss first printings always do great. Modern Dr. Seuss stuff will sell, but it's very cheap. You're not going to make a lot of money on it. If you can get into older Dr. Seuss stuff or signed stuff, you can get a lot of money for it. That was number 5 on the list. We are rolling through this today. Number 6 on our list was a book from 1910. It was called A Trip to the Moon. Once again, this is like those movable pictures, like the pull tabs, you can move it, things move. Sold for $691. Number 7 on our list was a Russian-Soviet propaganda book. Don't even know the name of it because it's got like Russian letters. Can't pronounce that by any means. This was from 1928, sold for $599. I've sold a German propaganda children's book for like, I think it was like for like $50 or something like that one time, but it wasn't quite as old as this either. 1928, $599. Pretty cool. That was number 7. Number 8 on our list, kind of interesting with it being what tonight is, was the Kamala Harris book, Superheroes Are Everywhere, sold for $500. This was signed. Presidential nominee signatures are going for a premium right now, so yeah, interesting. That's all I'm going to say there. Number 9. Number 9. I about left off this list. I thought about it. I told my wife, I was like, should I mention this one? Because this is something I buy and sell usually a couple times a year. I did not this year, but I'm going to give you guys some information here. So this is the 1939 Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer book, put out by Montgomery Ward. I believe it was a giveaway, if I remember correctly. It's just like paper book. So one copy recently sold for $475, and there will probably be a higher one this year, depending on if any good condition ones are on the market. Now, the price of this book is very dependent on the condition, the time of the year, and also, is it really the one from 1939? Because there was later printings of this that were slightly different that go for a lot less money. And not everybody listing these understands that. And you can see that from what's currently listed and the sold comps. So the big thing you're looking for here is much more common than the 1939 is a reprinting from 1946. It still says 1939 in it, but there's a few slight differences. The biggest one, that kind of the most famous one, is, I'm not sure what page it's on. It's on the bottom right of some page. It's got a picture of Santa Claus in an airplane. And in the original 1939 printing of this, the plane that he's in had 3 motors. It was a tri-motor plane. That's what it says in the book. It's got a picture, the illustration is of Santa in this plane with 3 motors. Well, in 1946, for whatever reason, they decided to make it a 4-motor plane. So they redid the illustration, added an extra motor to it, and changed the wording to 4-motor plane. Besides that, there's not a lot of differences in the book, but I don't understand why they decided to make that change. Anybody knows why they did? Whose idea was that to make that change? Like, why'd they do that? Put it down in the description below, or the description, the comment section. It's always struck me as really weird that they did that. But anyways, the original tri-motor plane from 1939 goes for a premium. Yeah, a lot of times people don't understand the difference of the prices or what's going on there when they're listing them. And a lot of times people don't even take a picture of that page. So sometimes you can reach out to people that are running auctions on these, or that just have a lower price buy it now because they see all the other lower sold prices that look the same. Ask them for a picture of that page and get it. But yeah, that's a book I've flipped a few different times and made $100-200 because of just the knowledge gap there. So yeah, something to be on the lookout for. Rudolph, and I ran into a 46 out in the wild one time. That's kind of what got me into finding this one. Rudolph, the tri-motor plane, can go for some good money. Usually the peak is like around Thanksgiving time for the most that they'll go for. And number 10 on our list, another Christmas book, Prelude to Christmas. It is an Avid pop-up book. So once again, we got Christmas and the pop-up going together. Christmas plus pull tabs, those types of things, when you have them going together, can do really good. $405 on this book. So types of things we're looking for in children's books. a lot of stuff in the early 1900s doing really well. The pull tabs or the pop-ups seem to provide some value. Christmas, of course, is great. Huge people like Dr. Seuss, of course, is great. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. If you like this type of video, I have a whole playlist of these. Go check that out. If you have any suggestions for future topics, let me know down in the comment section. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.